There you go.
Hello, this is Debbie Melamed Nicholson. I got married, so my name changed, so I'm now Nicholson, but it's still me. I'm the Director of Community Outreach at BeatCancer, and I have one of our amazing coaches, Sheila Day.
Who I also just got married, so it's Sheila Day-Shaver.
How about that? See, nothing stays the same. We're all evolving and growing.
That's right.
So Sheila is a naturopath, and she's had quite an interesting journey, and we're so proud to have her as one of our coaches. So Sheila, welcome.
Thank you. It's very good to be here.
Tell us how you started on your journey.
Okay, so somehow I got called into the field of paramedicine and went to paramedic school. Wasn't really what I wanted, but I think God called me for a reason. Even in paramedic school, I started questioning the reasoning with pharmaceuticals and shunting a fever, and the fact that they were telling me that the fever was important for the body to fight something that shouldn't be there, and yet they're still telling me that we need to shut it down. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
So as we went along, the more I learned working with, chronic disease processes all the time, I just kept seeing things that weren't making sense to me. I worked as a paramedic for 13 years, but the more that I saw people being given more prescriptions, being recommended to surgeries, and nobody was really addressing, well, what's causing it? And so that's all I kept thinking, well, what's the reason for this? You can't just keep throwing drugs at them and shoot them off. And with my diabetic patients, it was the worst, because when I would go in through their homes and see nothing but junk food and think, well, does anybody working with you on nutrition to actually heal your body? And these things are making your problem worse. And they're like, nope, nobody tells us this. And I don't know if that's true or not, but it was a constant thing.
Right.
So
I just really have zero nutrition education. So.
Exactly. It just became really frustrating because I hated to see people accepting this as normal for them. And it just seems like it's growing so rampantly that people are accepting illness as normal. And we weren't created to live in illness and to be tired and always have illnesses and have to take medication for things. That's not what we were created for. So I started learning about people that were reversing cancer naturally. And that really got me excited. I learned first about Dr. Lorraine Day. She had developed a breast cancer tumor that grew really quickly. Being a phenomenal physician whom she was not going to radiate or do chemo because she knew that those were toxic. Chemo was developed as a biohazardous war agent, and it completely wipes out the whole system. And so it didn't make sense to her. So she started learning everything she could to heal her body. And she was on her deathbed, very, very sick. She did have the tumor removed because it was very large.
Right.
But she healed herself mostly through carrot juicing and things like that. So that got me on fire. And then it just hit me how amazing these bodies have been created. God created these bodies to overcome, to heal, and protect.
Right.
He gave us everything we needed in the garden. And somehow we've completely lost everything that we were born into. We are live living beings with living cells that need living nutrition to keep them healthy. And people that eat junk for years, they think, well, I'm healthy, I look just fine, and they look great. Well, it's a deception, because the body is so amazing. It can compensate and compensate and compensate for a long time, depending on your own
constitution, right?
Exactly. And so when you're compensating for so many years and suddenly you're sick, it's like, well, how did I get sick? Well, you didn't just get sick. This has been brewing for a very long time.
Right. Everybody thinks the unlucky cancer fairy is flying around and landed on their house.
Exactly.
It's a culmination of lifestyle choices. And
yes,
we say it's a wake-up call. What needs to be changed?
That's exactly right. Anytime you get sick, that is your body saying, hey, we have compensated long enough and we can't do it anymore. We are out of reserves. We have nothing left to steal from. We're completely depleted, and now we're in a crisis.
Oh.
So wake up and do something, or this isn't going to turn out well.
Right.
So anyway, so that got me excited. I started studying with University of Natural Medicine. I'm still with them, finish up some degrees. I'll probably study the rest of my life because there's so much to learn.
That's so great.
So then I found Susan. I started looking for some cancer coaching classes because I really wanted to learn more about helping people with cancer, because I really believe these bodies were designed to kick out anything that invades it. And cancer is not a death sentence. It's not some horrible, scary thing. It is another wake-up call, just like any other disease process. It's just been fed to us as very scary, and it's being treated with methods that are actually causing more harm than good. And
Yes.
it's a imbalance in the body from lack of proper nutrition, overload of toxicity, and there's a lot of mental, emotional component there as well. So I found Susan. I was so excited. It was really exciting that I could actually talk to her in person as well. Her class was phenomenal. I love the story that she shared. And you know that she's invested in helping people wholeheartedly because of her story. And I just really connected with her. So taking her class, I did the modules as quickly as I could because I just kept soaking up everything that she had to teach. I used that quite a bit, continued in my studies. Because of what she taught me, I was able to walk a male family member of mine through breast cancer, which is very rare. I'd also had a paramedic friend who also had gone through that. So that was kind of eye-opening because it doesn't happen real often, but it does happen. So because of what I learned through Susan, I was able to get that situation resolved fairly well. And as soon as it was over, I found my own lump and tried not to get scared, because I know what is really happening in the body, and I know what the body needs to get rid of whatever the problem is. So I did everything that I knew, and within 3 months, this lump, whatever it was gone. So that convinced my family member that that my passion was good, and so they helped me invest in some more training, and I've furthered my cancer training with holistic and integrative approaches, as well as finishing my Doctor of Naturopathy degree, and I'm also working on Doctor of Integrative Medicine at this time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So do you only treat cancer patients, or you treat a variety of illnesses?
So cancer was my first passion, because that's the big, nasty, scary thing. And I know that people can reverse it. And it's like, I want to empower people. I hate that feeling of being a victim, or like somebody else has control or power over you or something. So the more you can teach people, the more power they have. They can take power back of their lives, because we've basically handed our power over to doctors, and they don't study all the time, and they're taught very little about nutrition and the human body. They're taught their main focus is on pharmaceuticals, prescribing, and symptomatology, not reversing disease.
Right.
So if we can help people realize that, they can take power back, take their life back, take responsibility back for their health, and learn how these bodies really work and what they really need. Because once you learn that, you can reverse any illness that's come upon you from lots of years of bad choices.
You want to speak to the emotional root causes?
So other interesting things that I found along the way. So we are a 3-in-1 being, just like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You can't separate us, mind, body, spirit. We are energy, frequency, flesh. We're made up of 3. When you go to the doctor's office, the physical is usually all that's taken care of, unless they want to send you to someone for a mental situation or an emotional situation. But all those things are tied together. You can't separate one thing. So that's what I've learned in naturopathy. We treat the entire being. With my cancer clients, even, what we find is most people that get a cancer diagnosis have had some kind of really traumatic event happen in their life, like 6 months prior. And this is pretty high percentage of results with that. So like depression, the death of someone, losing a partner, spouse, a business, something pretty significant that's gotten someone. Your mental and emotional state are so powerful. The thoughts that you send to your body, every cell in your body responds to that.
Yes.
So if you notice people that have a really negative state, they don't tend to be as vibrant and healthy as people. Lots of examples. If you look at these people that have longevity, they are very happy people. They're normally very laid back. They don't have high stress, high energy, high anger. those people don't live long. There is a lot involved with mind-spirit connection.
Do you have a favorite stress relieving technique?
Deep breathing.
Okay.
Deep breathing, people have no idea the simple things that they can do to help themselves that don't cost a fortune. You don't have to go buy it. We need to breathe. Your lungs are one of our major detoxifiers, and they're full of stuff that it's trying to detoxify. We only breathe about 20%. Well, the other 80% is sitting there full of toxic crap that we're not pushing out. If you can just start taking some time to deep breathe, you're doing so many things to benefit your body, your mind, and your spirit. You're helping your body to push out all the crap that it's trying to detoxify, but it has no way to let it go if you don't breathe deep enough to push it out.
That's wonderful. So we can just sit down and be mindful for a moment.
Yep. And
Great
so
thing to do is to take some time out and nurture ourselves. I love that. That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And so one of the other things that we're seeing too is a lot of the people that are ending up with cancer diagnosis, most of those tend to be caretakers. They spend all their time taking care of everybody else, and they're very neglectful. Yep. Because we have to save the world and help everybody.
Right.
We don't have time to take care of us.
Right.
So, and it is the hardest thing when I work with cancer clients who are like that, because their hearts are bigger than the moon. I mean, they just want to help everybody. And it's like, but you've got to stop and take care of you. And my mom told me this a long time ago when I was burning the candle at both ends, which I still tend to do. If you don't stop and take care of yourself, how effective are you for everybody else?
Right. I know there's apps to like stop and drink your water and
right.
do a meditation and
breathe.
Technology is always there to help us, isn't it?
Right.
It's nice when you get caught up in 8 different things to have a reminder. Okay, 5 minutes is not going to change anything. Sit down, be quiet, do some deep breathing, de-stress.
Yes.
Whatever it is will still be there when you're done.
Unfortunately.
You'll be better, prepared to take it on then. So that's great advice.
Yeah.
Do you have any, I'm always trying to share hope with everyone. Is there a patient or some situation where things that you're doing really worked out and you had a kind of a success? Anything you can share with us?
Well, I have lots of stories, but it is a common thread. When everyone's got their own degree of seriousness, but when someone comes that is really serious about saving their life and they're willing to do whatever it takes, that's really different than the mindset of, and I do get those, and I can't spend time on that because I can't choose for everybody. I can only give the information. You have to make your own choices.
Right.
Some people just don't want to do lifestyle changes or dietary changes because, well, I'm not going to give up this. I'm not going to give up that. Okay, well, that's what's contributed to you getting to this place. I can't choose that for you.
The emotional work.
Exactly. So, and being the caretaker again. So there's so much involved in the process. But when someone is really serious about turning their life around and taking their health back, it is so exciting to see these people completely change the way they're used to doing things because they're realizing, I did not realize what a negative impact that was having on my life. Okay. Just like family discussions. I've got families where I'll be on the call because I like to do live video with my families. I take care of people all over the world in several different things that I do. I do a lot of homeopathic stuff, homeopathic immunization, detoxing, vaccine injury, the cancer coaching, and then I do naturopathic consultations worldwide. But I like using video because it's very personal and I love my people. I love people. And so when I work with them and I hear the family dynamics in the phone and in the home, and there's a lot of stress and a lot of tension and just negative back and forth. And people have grown accustomed to that just being normal, but they don't realize the impact that that's having on the negative energies. Everything is frequency. Our bodies are frequency. Disease thrives in a low frequency environment. Low frequency is like dead food, bad emotions, negativity, stress, all chemicals. It's all toxic and it's all low frequency. high frequency things are positive attitude, joy, laughter, essential oils, good, nutritious, real organic foods, colors, sound can have high
Laughter.
Yeah, all of these things determine what the environment of your body is. So
That's a great reminder.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing
So,
that.
you bet. When I listen to some of these dynamics in a home of all this negativity, I remember days where that was my life too. And I did not realize the impact that it had on everyone around us. It makes people sick.
Yeah.
And so another thing that we try to teach people is other people can make you sick. If you're in this negativity all the time and you're always taking all this stress, that can kill you.
Right.
It really can.
You have to check your relationships. That's one of the components of the wake-up
Yes.
call.
Everything toxic, anything that's not feeding life into you is feeding death. And that's one thing that my clients have said that really woke them up and got their attention. And it's something they think about every time.
Profound.
Every time they go to say something, think something, eat something, or do something. Is it feeding me life or is it feeding me death?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
Right.
I may replay this and no, it's a good reminder because it's awareness, and when you have it in your mind, then I'll remember that and you think about that then, and it can shift, and even that shift, that small of a shift can change everything.
That's what I've been hearing from my clients. That one thing right there, that one statement, it goes through their mind all the time, and they're repeating it to their friends who are negative naysayers or saying, I hope you're doing the right thing. And they're like, everything I think, speak, do, and eat is feeding me life or death.
Think.
Yep.
So choose wisely.
And feel and speak.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the verse that God gave me through this whole journey since I've been doing a lot of this was take captive every thought. Why was that so significant for him to say that? Because everything that we speak, every cell in our body resonates with that, and we become what we speak.
Right.
We have
I've
so
heard
much
our body follows what our mind is thinking.
Yes.
So your mind will make true. Your body
Yes.
will become whatever your mind is thinking.
Exactly.
It's a great reminder.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Sheila. I mean, you're such an asset, and tell us where people can find you.
Oh, yes. So I've got lots of social media outlets. I'm on Facebook. I've got a business page on Facebook, Natural Wellness with Sheila. I've also got a homeopathic group there.
That's your Facebook page?
Uh-huh.
Your website?
And then I've got naturalwellnesswithsheila.com as well. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay,
Still
great.
fine-tuning lots of stuff, but
so people can consult with you all over the world, anywhere, remotely. Where are you located? What state?
I am in Southwest Missouri, and I use Facebook video chatting, Skype, and phone calls if people don't like video. But most people like video.
Okay, great. And you can find her on our website also under our coaching profile.
Yeah.
And now she'll be on iTunes and YouTube, and this video is going to be everywhere. So it was a delight to meet you. I always like for people to connect with the coaches in a more personal way, to get to really know who you are and what your philosophies are, and where you've been through, where you've come from, and where, what you're about. So it's really nice to hear your story. And
well, I want to say thank you to you and Carl for all the work that you're doing, because this is really, I'm just floored at everything that's happening right now. I'm so excited that you're even taking the time to talk to the individual coaches, because like you said, everybody resonates with someone different. And I have learned that in my practice. When I first started out, I would get scared. Oh my gosh, if I refer people to other people, I'm losing business. Well, that's not true, because God brings my people to me.
That's right. And there's a greater good here. And it seems everyone, all the coaches are so amazingly wonderful, all from different backgrounds. Some are survivors, some are not.
Yes. Right.
But everybody has so much to add, and such wonderful experiences in education. And so it's great to know everybody, because we're all in it for the greater good of being able to help people heal naturally, and to teach people the healing potential of the body. and it's all for the greater good. So it's so
And
much
when you
bigger than each one of us.
right, when you go looking for a medical doctor, you don't get a choice. You're just stuck with whatever name came up, and it might be a really bad fit. And for one, you're not going to feel safe. You're not going to feel comfortable. You're not going to be able to be as truthful as you might with someone you felt comfortable with. And so that's what I am so thankful, because you guys are giving people a choice to see what they resonate with, because that's going to provide them a much safer place and a much better healing environment. I love that.
And isn't it great to start to trust your intuition? I think it gives
Yes.
cancer patients an opportunity to choose,
Yes.
to trust their intuition,
Yes.
maybe things that they haven't been experiencing. So
Yep.
that's kind of
Oh,
a
thank
freedom,
you.
which is really nice. But yeah, Be Cancer, we've really made the coaches our focus, and we just feel that the better they're prepared and the more exposure, the more people they'll reach, and together we're stronger
Yes, and
than
people need
individually.
what we're doing.
Yeah, it's really great.
So
There's a new
it is
Facebook page we just created where people can ask coaches a question too.
great.
So people
That's
can
great.
tune into that. It's brand new, so I'll make sure that everybody gets that information.
Great. Well, you guys are doing great work, and I am so thankful for you. Our world
Thank you
needs
so
this.
much.
Yes.
Thank you. It's great to meet you.
You too, Debra. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.